You are exhausting yourself worrying about things that, truthfully, will not matter in 10 years. I promise you this, not a guess, not a theory. I have spent 40 years sitting with people in the final weeks and days of their lives, listening to what they truly cared about when time was almost gone. And I can tell you with complete certainty that most of what is keeping you up at night, most of what you are sacrificing your peace for, will evaporate. The truth? You will not realize this until you are much older or sicker or closer to the end than you want to be. You will look back and think, why did I waste so much of myself on that? I have seen it happen to more than 2,000 people, and I have lived it myself. What truly falls away becomes clear, and I want to tell you while you can still act on it. Number 1, I stopped caring about being right. This was one of the hardest lessons for me. For decades, I believed that being right was my duty, to make sure everyone else knew it. I would argue, push, bring up evidence, and circle back to conversations days later with new points. I thought truth mattered the way I imagined it did. Here's what dying people taught me. Nobody ever wished they had won more arguments. Not once in my 40 years. What they wished for instead, I wish I hadn't let small disagreements turn into long silences. I wish I had let my brother be wrong about politics without making it a war. I wish I had shut my mouth and just let it go. Being right costs energy, relationships, and your peace. The return, almost nothing. You might feel superior for a few minutes, but the satisfaction fades and you are left with the same problems as before, plus distance from someone who once mattered. Truth matters, but pick your battles. Most are not worth it. Let people be wrong. Let them think what they think. You do not need to correct everyone. Number 2, I stopped caring about being understood by everyone. There was a time when I explained myself endlessly. If someone misunderstood me, I would clarify. If someone judged me, I would try to change their mind. I would revisit conversations and lie awake analyzing every word. Here's the reality. Some people will never understand you. Some do not want to. Their minds are already made up, and no amount of talking will change it. So I stopped. Now I say what I mean once. If someone doesn't get it or doesn't want to, that is not my problem. I am not responsible for what happens inside someone else's head. I remember Patricia in 1990 using her last 3 weeks to write letters to people who had misunderstood her for decades. At 78, with cancer everywhere, she was spending her final energy trying to fix past perceptions. I asked, "Do you think these letters will change them?" She paused and said, "Probably not." Then she put down the pen and never picked it back up. She spent her remaining days with her grandchildren instead. Let yourself be misunderstood. Those who truly matter will know your heart. Everyone else will believe what they want anyway. Number 3, I stopped caring about what my body looks like. I'm not talking about health. Health matters, but I'm talking about appearance. For decades, I tortured myself over whether I looked acceptable to others. I worried about my weight, my skin, my hair, my clothes. I avoided swimming because I didn't want anyone to see my thighs. I avoided dresses because I thought my arms looked wrong. I would catalog every flaw in the mirror, wasting hours and mental energy. And for what? So strangers wouldn't think critical thoughts, so I could meet a moving standard of perfect? Let me tell you, the standard is a lie. At 90, I can tell you this clearly. Your body is a vehicle, that's all. It carries you through life. It is not a performance, a project, or something that needs perfection before you enjoy life. Every person who ever judged your body, every critical comment, comes from their own fear and insecurity, not yours. Do not let their suffering become yours. Wear what you want. Eat the food you love. Go swimming. Stop hiding yourself until you meet an impossible ideal. You will never get there. One day at 90, you will look back and say, I wish I had enjoyed my body more. I wish I had worn the dress. I wish I had eaten the cake without shame. I wish I had stopped punishing myself. Number 4, I stopped caring about keeping up. For most of my life, I felt pressured to stay current, know the news, understand the latest technology, watch every popular movie, have an opinion about every controversy. Falling behind made me anxious. I thought staying informed was a moral obligation. Then in my 80s, I realized something. The world will keep making noise whether you listen or not. The news cycle is designed to make everything feel urgent, but most of it will be forgotten in 6 months. The controversy everyone argues about today, replaced by something else next week, so I stopped. I pick a few things I actually care about. I let the rest go. I don't know the latest gossip, celebrity drama, or political outrage, and my life is better for it. I have mental space, I have peace, I have room for what truly matters. You do not have to keep up. You are allowed to opt out. You are allowed to say, I haven't been following it, so I have no opinion. Let the noise pass. Focus on what is real, close, and true. Number 5, I stopped caring about old grudges. For decades, I held on to resentment. People I had not forgiven for things that happened in the 1960s. I carried that anger everywhere. I replayed conversations I would never have. I fantasized about confrontations. And all the while, the people I was angry at had no idea. They were living their lives, probably forgetting what had hurt me. The only person harmed by my grudge was me. I was carrying a weight that did nothing but drain my energy. In hospice work, I saw this pattern repeatedly. People on their deathbeds, desperate to forgive or be forgiven. Families trying to repair decades of distance in just days. Brothers who had not spoken in 40 years, attempting a lifetime of reconciliation in one hospital visit. Sometimes it worked. Sometimes grace appeared at the last minute, but often it did not. There was not enough time, or someone had already passed away, or the hurt was too deep. So I stopped waiting. I forgave everyone, not because they deserved it, not because what they did was okay, but because I did not want to carry it anymore. Forgiveness is not a gift to them, it is a gift to yourself. It is putting down a weight that only makes you tired. I do not think about old injuries anymore. I do not have the energy, and I do not want to waste my remaining years on anger from 50 or more years ago. Number 6, I stopped caring about what my adult children think of my choices. This one is controversial but important. I raised 3 children. I gave everything I had, sacrificed, worried, lost sleep, made choices I didn't want to make because I thought it was best for them. And then they grew up, adults with their own lives, opinions, and worries. Somewhere along the way, I realized I was still trying to please them. I was making decisions based on whether they would approve. I feared their judgment. When my husband, Tom, passed in 2012, they thought I should move into assisted living immediately. They worried for my safety, but I had to make my own decision. I stayed in my apartment, got a medical alert, adjusted a few things, but I did not let their fear override my judgment. Your children, if you have them, will always have opinions. They will worry. They may try to control because they love and fear, but you are still you. You are still a whole adult. capable of making your own choices. Love them, listen to them, and then make your decisions anyway. Number 7, I stopped caring about being productive. This one was the hardest for me, and I suspect for many in my generation. We were raised to believe our worth was tied to usefulness, that we had to earn our place in the world through work, contribution, and accomplishments. Retirement terrified many because suddenly we had no role, no title, nowhere to be, nothing important to do. I felt it too when I retired from hospice work. For years I volunteered because I did not know how to just exist. I thought value came only from productivity, but my body slowed down. I could not do as much. I had to learn to just be. This was one of the hardest lessons of my life. I am still worthy of love, air, space, and food, even when I am not producing anything. My existence does not need to be earned. Sitting in a chair, reading a book, doing nothing productive, that is enough. You are not a machine. Your value is not measured by output. The cult of productivity lies to us. Every moment does not need to be optimized. Every day does not need a goal. A good life includes space, rest, and stillness. Simply existing is enough. The truth I've learned. I am now 90 years old. I have watched over 2,000 people die. I have seen what they held on to and what they let go. I have heard what they wished they had done differently. And the through line is clear. They cared too much about the wrong things for too long. They gave precious energy to battles that didn't matter, to appearances that faded, to grudges that only poisoned themselves, to opinions of people who barely knew them, to an endless treadmill of staying current, productive, and relevant. At the end, none of that mattered. What mattered was peace, love, and meaning. They wanted people they loved around them. They wanted to feel their life mattered. They wanted to know they hadn't wasted it. You are wasting it right now in some way. Some part of your energy, attention, or heart is going to something that does not deserve it. I cannot tell you exactly what for you, but I promise it exists. Put it down now. You do not have to wait until you are 90 or until you are facing the end to start letting go. Put it down today. Stop caring about the things that drain you, that steal your energy, that clutter your heart. Save yourself for the things that truly matter, because the end is coming for all of us. The end is inevitable, and when it comes, you do not want to look back and realize you spent your one precious life caring about things that never deserved your love, attention, or worry. Think about it. The arguments you win, the grudges you hold, the appearances you polish, the approval you chase, the endless keeping up, all of it will fade into irrelevance. The only things that will remain are love, connection, peace, and the moments you truly lived. So today, choose differently. Let go of being right. Let go of being understood by everyone. Let go of body perfection. Let go of keeping up. Let go of old grudges. Let go of pleasing others. Let go of constant productivity. Fill that space with what matters: joy, presence, peace, and love. Sit in a chair and enjoy a book. Eat the cake without shame. Wear the dress. Call the person you love. Forgive, even if they never know. Live your life for you, not for anyone else. Because when the last moments come, all of the noise, all of the struggle, all of the worry will be gone. What remains is the life you chose to truly live.